Oh, I've still got the cover on. There we go. Waste to Water Sports crew, ahoy. How's everybody doing? Welcome along here as we cover for the very first time NPC rugby. I figured why not? Let's give it a shot, right? A little NPC action. Now, sorry, my microphone's really loud as well. I've been off other places. Yes, I do apologize for the lateness of the start of the stream, the tardiness. But we were a little bit taken aback by daylight savings. That's first and foremost. Daylight savings got me. I thought this game didn't start until 5 p.m. But good old daylight savings. So it snuck up on me a wee bit. I do apologize for that, but we are all set to go. It was a little bit of a scramble, but we got it sorted. And we're good to go. The NPC 2025 semi-finals kicking off here with Otago. That's my team. For those who might not follow the NPC, Otago, this is my team. Let's see if they can get the job done here against Bay of Plenty. It's been a long, long drought. This has been the year of drought-breaking premierships, hasn't it? So we saw the NRL, we saw the Brisbane Broncos break a 19-year drought. Can Otago keep their dreams alive and get into a final? This one is off and running. Otago have got us underway. It's a little bit confusing, this game, because, well, traditionally between these two teams, as Bay of Plenty exit up to halfway with the box kick, and Otago on the counter-attack early, almost opening them up in the middle. That would have been a fantastic start here for the Otago side. The home side in this contest, of course. Let me just get my team sheets sorted over here as well. Fantastic. All right. Now, we nearly covered last week's NPC games as well, which would have been a good lot of fun. Those went down to the wire. Big defense from Bay of Plenty in midfield, and they've marched straight over the top. Aggressive defense, driving over the ball. And now they can clear up into Otago's half. It sits up on the 22. And returning serve is Broomfield, who sends it deep. Bounces up kindly for Lalo Milo, who slips, gets up and goes again. Now there's going to be a name here for Bay of Plenty. Oh, turned over by Otago. We'll come back to that. Short side they go. And Miller steps back in field. The fly half found himself out there on the wing. Dangerous position for a fly half to be in. We'll get their scoreboard updated as well. Into midfield. Through the hands now. Hawke. Out the back. A cutout pass is lost by Otago. Double knock on as Forbes can't claim it for Bay of Plenty. And we'll have our first scrum of the game 2 minutes in. It's been a chaotic start. Those opening 2 minutes were back and forth. We could be in for a great game here. Well, that's certainly what we're hoping. I sussed out some highlights just to... because this is the first time that we've covered the NPC live on the channel. Me personally, I've seen NPC games before and followed along with the competition, but yeah, we've not actually ever covered one here on the streams. That'll be interesting. Gamer Mel, ahoy there. Hope you feel better soon. Thanks for popping in. First scrum of the game. Let's see how it holds up. It sets in midfield. And we have a reset as the front rows go down. We'll see how the scoreboards go today. We've had a little bit of a poor run with the scoreboards. And it looks like that's going to continue here today. But I can tell you in the off-season, what little break I do get in the off-season, I will be exploring options. I'll be setting up a custom scoreboard so we don't have to keep relying on these third-party plugins that are kind of hit and miss, especially with the rugby union, I find. Whenever it sort of drifts off, it seems to be with the rugby. Bay of Plenty win the scrum, and immediately they send it out right to through the back line. Big defense from Otago, though, on halfway. Showing them the sideline, and across they go. Well defended there. A set-piece play. 4 minutes into this contest, no score. And the front row's collapsed, so we've come all the way back for a penalty. Well, there you go. They put it through the hands. They probably understood that they had the advantage. All the way back over to where the scrum was, 10 short of halfway and 5 in from touch. And what a touch finder it is there off the back of that penalty from their own side of halfway. Cashmore sends it just outside Otago's 22. And they can mount an attack here. Successful line out. And Bay of Plenty could rack up first points here. It's a great opportunity for them. Tremendous field position inside the 22. Continuing down this near side, the right side attack. Otago under pressure. With 5 minutes gone, here's Broughton. Strong carry into the 22 they go. Again, they continue down this right edge. Now, big open side to the left. But Otago are numbered up. And Norris gets in the back, gets in the way. And we've got an obstruction call. Penalty goes to Otago. Bay of Plenty get that horribly wrong. They tried down this right side time and again. Couldn't break through the defense. And a truck and trailer. The good old truck and trailer. Otago can clear. Still no score in this one. All the ball's been with Bay of Plenty. Otago go to the front of the line out and secure the ball. Miller puts it high. It's going to land on the halfway mark, and it's lost forward by Bay of Plenty. Here's a chance now for Otago. Counter-attack with quick hands. Oh, but it's gone forward. And we come back for a penalty to Bay of Plenty. Kick chase was offside. The home crowd boos. And you can just see the early territory, all with Bay of Plenty. And they're going to go back down there again as Cashmore with the penalty on halfway. Again, he puts it right on the brink of the 22. And off the back of this line out, they can launch another attacking raid. Let's see. I couldn't see on the replay there where the offsides were, but the call was made. 7 minutes gone. No score. And that is not straight. The throw into the lineout goes over the top. Lands, and it looks like we've got play on. There was no way that was straight. Perhaps Otago did not compete. It's loose ruck ball. Otago get hands on, but can't quite snap it up. Still in possession here with Bay of Plenty. Lalo Milo. Down the short side they go. Left on this occasion. Back into midfield. Akoi. The big lanky number 4. Midfield. Lasaga. Held up. Now he gets to ground, the big man. Staying down the short sides here, Bay of Plenty. Now they break through. Bartlett with the gap opening up. Short side. Otago's defense inside their 22, holding firm. Staying in tight here, Bay of Plenty, trying to draw that advantage. Big defense, Lasanga driven backwards. Now they release it right. Cashmore on the wraparound. Big cutout pass. Taken down inside the 22 again. That's the other Lasanga. So there is Vivini, I hope I'm saying that right, the number 7. And there's also, I'm assuming, would be his brother. As now they've got numbers down the left. This should be a try. Speak of the devil, Vivini Lasanga. I was just explaining how they have to be brothers, you would think. And then breaking away with a 3-on-1. The simple draw and pass. And it is Viveni Lasanga, the number 7, who opens the try scoring. Bay of Plenty up 5-0, kick to come. Oh, the numbers, they had them stretched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on 4. And then it turned into a 3-on-1 and it was all over. A valiant effort from Pledger, the little scrum half, but he couldn't get across and cut that off. Well, as you can see there, Bay of Plenty dominating possession and territory, and now they've got a lead on the scoreboard. 5-0, kick to come, Cashmore from out wide. The crowd boos, but Cashmore puts it on target, hits the post and bounces back. It just didn't curl back in. Boy, what a start, though, for Bay of Plenty. Otago were the favourites going into this one. But it's Bay of Plenty. Actually, there was a poll before the game, and Otago were 100%. Can you believe that? A 100% it was predicted for Otago to win. There's still a long way to go in this game, of course, but Bay of Plenty. Almost a dream start. A dream start would have been if they got that conversion as well. From the restart, they exit up to halfway. Otago finally have their hands on the ball in quality field position. Pledger looks down the short side, and that's where they go. Both teams seem happy to just play it down the short side. Casey gets the late offload away. Now back in field it goes for Wanga. Inside the 22. Laid back. Firing it over into midfield. And now they extend it left where there's numbers, but stepping back in field. Naraki, who spills it. No advantage for a knock on, and we come all the way back over for a scrum. This referee is playing some long advantages. I mean, I, for one, quite like that, but yeah, it was Nareki. Maybe if he had have kept going left, there would have been an opportunity there, but he cut back in field. Ultimately spills the ball. But they are indeed let off with that knock on. 5 points to 0, Bay of Plenty lead. UFC, ahoy, mate. For some reason, that scoreboard's just not updating. All the way back for a knock on. 12 minutes gone in this contest, and it's Bay of Plenty on top. As this scrum resets, we'll try and find a... Let's try and find ourselves a reliable scoreboard. God, it's hard, isn't it? So, as I said, during the off-season, I'll be doing my own scoreboard up. So that'll be a little bit of fun. I'll whip up my own scoreboard that we can use. Because we're just having no success at all with these third-party ones that we're using. Big scrum here from Otago. Gets them on the front foot. A wraparound, creating some space out to the left. Miller takes the line on, and now the fend from Broomfield. 5 meters out. Otago not expecting that ball. Vanga. Pledger now digs it out. They're inside the 5. Casey. 2 meters short. Quick ruck ball. Numbers out to the right. The wraparound from Umunga Jensen with a loose pass over the top for Vanga. Vanga powers his way through. Or it's Nareki, sorry. Nareki it is, standing out there on the right. It was a loose offload from Umunga Jensen. Well, there you go, UFC. There's your first hit. Nareki. Levels the scores with a much easier kick. So therefore, We should see Otago take the lead here. Oh, wow. After a red-hot start from Bay of Plenty, they've opened up way too easily there. Way too easy. Miller puts it over. Let's see. Where's the score on this thing? We've got flow charts. We seem to have everything but an actual score. Oh, there it is. Is it? Yes. Underneath an ad. It's underneath an ad that we might be able to get rid of. I hope. Oh, God. No, that's just made it 100 times worse, whatever I did. Well, Otago, they've got their tails up now, leading 7 points to 5. And they are suddenly making all the run of territory. So there you go, UFC. You got your first hit, Jonah Nareki, as Otago in midfield. Back inside Bay of Plenty's territory. We're trying to get a scoreboard sorted out for you. I swear, in the off-season, I will make it priority number 1 to build our own Wasted Water Sports scoreboard. That has got to be priority number 1 here for the channel. There we go. That's better than nothing. 7-5. Bay of Plenty are back in possession. And I can return my attention to the game momentarily. There we go. As I said, all kick through, contested, but Miller does well to come down with it. 16.5 minutes gone, 7 points to 5. Otago with the ball back on halfway. Short side again. Hawke gets up and tries to go again. He kind of fell forward on his own face. And now trying for some fancy offloading. Nareki loses it forward. Now the kick pass has got open space for Bay of Plenty. Stepping away to the left. Vinny and Ganolfo back in field. And this must be a try for Forbes. We go back to halfway where I believe it was Nareki trying to put some fancy hand movements on. And all he's done is spill the ball forward. And the counterattack from Bay of Plenty was absolutely mint. Hands on heads in the in goal from the Otago players. They can't believe it. They had the ball. Cashmore with a pinpoint accurate kick. Vinny and Ganolfo back in field to Forbes. And Forbes had the pace. That's number 2 UFC. We're still inside the first quarter of the game. And there's number 2. That's a great start as Cashmore from right in front makes no mistake with this one. Bay of Plenty. 12 points to 7. They go back in the lead. Got to see the replay of who that was trying the Harlem Globetrotter stuff, and it didn't pay off. 18.5 minutes gone. 12 points to 7. Bay of Plenty lead. Otago send the restart deep inside the 22. Bay of Plenty getting each other's way again. We've already seen one obstruction penalty against them. This one's been cleared. As they set up a ruck about 30 meters out now. The box kick will surely be incoming here. Judd just sets it up. Off that left boot. The box kick up over halfway. Easily taken there from Otago. Sam Gilbert waits for it. Now it almost opens up through the middle. Otago ball on halfway. Hole lays it back. Pledger digs it out, and he puts a box kick up. Contestable ball. It's going to land. 40 out from the line. Knocked backwards, says the referee. Well, that looked like it was a mile forward. The referee was right there, though. Now Otago attack left. Easily defendable, though, by Bay of Plenty for the time being. Cutout pass. Gets a one-on-one scenario here for Umunga Jensen. Fights his way up to the 22. Still standing. He's been held up off the deck. Now he gets to ground for Pledger to lay it back. Loose carry from Ollie Haig. Manages to get the ball back, though, and Otago still just outside the 22. Not a lot of numbers there in the ruck. Bay of Plenty look to counter, but still there for Otago. Now, space to move down the right flank. Casey gets a nice offload away for Broomfield. Back in field it goes for Vunga. 5 meters short now, and great defense for Bay of Plenty, forcing the error. Otago pick it up and go again, but that was surely a knock on. Well, at the moment, it's going up as a try. Christian Leo Willie. Did you have him, UFC? No. Well, the try's been awarded for now, but we'll see. DJ Shack, ahoy, mate. Well, there is the... I thought that was the first knock on. The referee standing right there said it was back. So we'll take his word for it. Beautiful offload from Lucas Casey that started all this back in field. And there the ball is slapped out by... Okay, I think you'll find they might have a look at this. But that ball's been slapped out by Bay of Plenty. Therefore making a play on. Therefore, try stands for Christian Leo Willie. And that ties the ball game back up with 21 and a half gone. And this kick now from Miller to give the home side the lead. Strikes it well. It holds its line. And Otago reclaim the lead by 2. A seesawing game. DJ Shack, since when did I start covering the New Zealand NPC? Since today. I was, at the top of the stream, I was commenting that this is the very first NPC game that we've covered live on the Wasted World of Sports. I do believe. Bay of Plenty get us back underway, sending it inside the 22. And the try scorer, Leo Willie sets it up. Just outside the 22 goes Casey now. Pledger carried back to Miller. The fly half to clear. Sends it up over halfway. Good purchase. But straight down the throat. A Bay of Plenty have it at the back. But Cashmore to put it high. Chasing through to put pressure on is Forbes. But what a take from Sammy Gilbert. And now nobody at the back for Bay of Plenty. The kick from Pledger goes over the head. But Bay of Plenty scramble back and collect it inside their 22. Cashmore's going to run now. Fires the pass over. The kick is charged down and it sits up. It's picked up by Nareki. No, it's not. It's picked up by Vunga, who pops it back for Ollie Haig, who spills it. What an opportunity lost. There'll be a scrum 5 meters out. Beautiful work there from Josh Vunga. Pushing the pass. Ollie Haig wasn't expecting it. Pressure scrum, though, on Bay of Plenty. $14 points to 12. Otago leads. 24 minutes gone. Scrum down. Bet by Judd. Big shove by Otago. Scrum collapses and the referee says, bugger it. We'll just play on as the ball's out. Bay of Plenty told to use it. 5 out from their own line, about 15 in from touch. And now the box kick clearance from Judd. About 35 out from the line. Otago, get the line out throw. What can they do? So 26 points in the game so far. 24 minutes gone. UFC is going to need this one to tighten up as that's a forward pass back in field that's dropped anyway. Otago go for the all or nothing set piece. Trying to catch the Bay of Plenty defense napping, but they couldn't execute. Yeah, so UFC really needs them to stop, not stop scoring, but needs the scoring to slow down a wee bit. Just bring it down a notch, boys. Is what he'll be thinking. Under 73.5. This is our second scrum in fairly quick succession. Bay of Plenty with the feed. Pledger feeds it. Sends it out into midfield. Cashmore to Forbes. Forbes in a little bit of space. The Otago defense slides across and numbers up. $14-12 to the home side. 10 short of halfway here, and the box kick is incoming. Judd setting it up. Down the tram lines he goes, and Gilbert's under it, takes it well. Aussie John, ahoy, mate. Bay of Plenty pile into this ruck, but Otago hold firm. And a little grubber kick in behind the line here. Sits up on halfway. Spilt backwards by Bay of Plenty. Play on they go as Judd dives on the loose ball. Bay of Plenty back in possession, but also back in their own half. Lasanga. Short of halfway. Always makes me feel like a lasagna with these guys. Vivini Lasanga and Kelly Lasanga. The box kick puts pressure on, but taken well at the back. Sam Gilbert's on fire under the high ball. Watch him make a mistake now, the commentator's curse. 27 minutes gone in this one. The home side leads by 2. We've got a game on our hands. Pledger sends it back for Miller to put it high. It's going to land just over the halfway mark. Pressure on the kick chase. Cashmore holds it, though. Told to use it. Betting Ganofo in to play scrum half. That's not where you expect him to pop up. Forbes puts this kick high. It's going to land on halfway. Scooped out of the air by Finia Ganofo. And holds on a little too long now. As Otago secure the turnover. And they get the penalty. He held on just a bit too long. Did fantastic in the air to win that ball. But as soon as he went to ground, the Otago hands were all over it. And no release. Aussie John, you feel very melancholic about Wednesday night in Melbourne. Why is that, mate? Otago with a nice touch finder here, and the line-out throw. Sushon goes to the back, stolen by Bay of Plenty. Ripped away by Norris. Calling troops down the short side is Judd, and that's just a decoy to put the box kick up. Flying through again to put pressure on at the back. Sam Gilbert does well to take it and holds on a little too long himself there, Gilbert. Bay of Plenty put the high ball up. An immaculate kick chase. And they win the turnover penalty, holding on. Vivini Lasanga is in everything. Thinking about having a crack here. Cashmore says nope. He was looking at the post there, Cashmore. He was eyeing it up. But ultimately, they've decided to put it into the corner. Aussie John says the hype before the event. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. All the hype before. I tell you what, we did quite like the pay-per-view, though. I didn't see any of the other shows, but the pay-per-view was good fun. I'm glad that we streamed it. And we'll likely be live again Sunday for some more wrestling action. As Bay of Plenty secure the line-out ball. Now, the Maul rolls inside the 22. That's once, says the referee. Still controlling it at the back here. Now, Bay of Plenty release. Midfield. Bardul taken down. Wrapping around the back there is Broughton. Hands in here from Umunga Jensen, but he's cleared out perfectly legally. And Bay of Plenty retain possession. 10 minutes to go until halftime. 2 points the difference. Losing this ball forward. Bay of Plenty lose it. And Miller will clear for Otago. Not going to find touch. Taken on halfway. Counter-attack is on. Cashmore steps or floats for Forbes. Forbes is met hard in the tackle. Forbes absolutely rocked backwards. I'm not even sure that the man that hit him was on his feet properly. He was kind of one knee on the ground, falling to the turf. But he was big enough and strong enough to still rock him backwards. So straight up the middle now with support. Oh, but he dummies. Muffaleo. And now a loose ball out the back is towed forward by Haig. It's going to sit up on the halfway line. Forbes is back to collect it. But now he's under pressure as Otago drive over the top. The ball's out. Bartlett keeps it alive for Bay of Plenty. Cashmore fires a huge pass to Lasanga in midfield. Now another offload. Lalomilo in space. Beats one. This is back and forth stuff. Exciting play from both teams. Loose play from both teams at times as well. Oh, Otago go for the intercept. Colosse driven back. Still there for Bay of Plenty. Told to use it. 8 minutes to go till the halftime break. And literally a standing start and just walking into contact there, the big man. Judd looks for the box kick. Charged down. Lost forward now by Bay of Plenty. And the defensive pressure from Otago finally tells. And it will be a scrum down just inside Bay of Plenty's territory. And what a passage of play that was from both teams. Scrappy at times, yes. But excitement and back and forth stuff. Well, there's a head clash. A head clash that might just get a closer look. They might just have a closer look at this. If the TMO decides to get involved, it could spell trouble, and they are having a look at this now. The Otago defender was upright, head-on-head contact, and all year that's been a 10 in the bin, a yellow card. He's upright, head-on-head contact, and this will be a yellow card. Turning point, Jones. Tim plays. Ahoy, mates. Welcome along. And I'm afraid, yes, yellow card and on review for Jai Broomfield. Plain as day, I'm afraid. He was upright, charging into the line. Head-on-head contact. I wouldn't be surprised if that gets upgraded to a red, let's be honest. He was clearly racing up, thinking about the intercept. He backed out of the intercept, but in the process, they had a big kiss. A very aggressive kiss it was. Actually, speaking of kiss, for those who might not have heard, our boy Ace, one of the founding members of KISS, passed away today. So a big salute to Ace from KISS as the line-out throw is won by Bay of Plenty. On the attack they go inside the 22. A pick and go from Lasanga. Ten meters away from the line in midfield. Otago. And in over the top of this one now is Casey looking for the turnover and winning the turnover. Lucas Casey, what an effort. The Otago number 7 got himself in over that ball. A fabulous effort. Otago clear just outside the 22. Not a lot of distance on that clearing kick, but it will be enough for now. 14-12 they lead. They've just got to navigate this period. The yellow card. Throw goes to the back of the line out. And the box kick clearance from Pledger. Well, not really a box kick because there was no ruck form, but he sent it a high ball up over halfway as Forbes now returns it. Bay of Plenty back in possession. Boy, they've had a lot of possession. Cashmore sends it wide left. They've got a 2-on-1 here. Otago slide across and shut that down. Danger signs were there. Umunga Jensen reaching over to try and steal it whilst looking at the referee. Ball's loose out the back. Dived on by Otago. And they clear upfield. Nobody at home here for Bay of Plenty. It's a foot race. But Bay of Plenty have this well covered. And Forbes does well to spin away from the kick chase and clear the kick upfield. Finding touch over halfway and Otago go quickly. There's no resting here. Nareki now kicks back for the corner. Bounces it just inside the 22. And he nails a 50-22. Jonah Nareki. They went quickly with the line-out throw. A 50-22. Nareki. Aussie John, Aussie Broadband is fabulous. Quite simply, the best internet service provider that I've ever had. Very rarely does it ever just drop out without warning. And if they are going to do maintenance, you're usually alerted a couple of weeks in advance that there will be an outage. And you know exactly when it's going to happen. Normally. I think in all the years that I've had it, I've only had maybe like 2 dropouts that were just completely random. Yeah, great service. 5 meters out from the line now. Otago. Haig lays it back, but nobody's there to play scrum half. And Bay of Plenty scoop it up. What a let-off that is. Another steal at breakdown time. Hold to use it. Judd with the clearing kick, the box kick. And it's going to stay in the field of play. Otago to counter-attack. Nareki offloads. Wrapping around here is Gilbert. Gilbert almost breaks through. 25 out in midfield. Now they go left where they've got a 3-on-2. Great run from Leo Willie. Pops the pass back. Miller goes to ground. Stoddard. 15 out. They go back down the short side. Leo Willie runs over the top of one. The pick and go. They're a metre short. Otago. Here's an opportunity for Stoddard, who dives for the line. And the big number 6 reaches out and plants it down. Now that is a statement try right before halftime with a man in the bin. Otago extend their lead to 7 points. Kick to come. Christian, Leo, Willie, a couple of really strong carries there in that sequence. Speed-wise, Aussie John, as long as you've got the right equipment. Yeah. That's the important thing, you know. You've got to have the right equipment. If you've got the right cables and you've got the right router to handle the speed of the package that you've purchased, then you'll be absolutely fine, mate. You'll get close to 100% capacity. Miller puts it on target again. Oh, right down the middle. It couldn't be any more direct down the middle. And with 1 minute to go until the halftime break, Otago lead 21 points to 12. Scoring their points there with a man in the bin. That will be of concern for Bay of Plenty. Leaking points. Well, not one try, but still. Points have been scored with a man in the bin. Back underway. They send it deep. Gilbert thinks about clearing for touch. Decides to just take it into the ruck. They don't want to give away any points. Back it goes for Miller to clear. And Bay of Plenty will have time for this line out. There's 15 seconds still to go in this opening half. So there will be time for the line out. And UFC, you also need it to stay unders, which 33 points already in the opening half. You should be right. You should be right. There might be some nervous times in the final few minutes, though, right? Bay of Plenty secure the line-out ball. This will be the last sequence before the halftime break. Can they answer back with some points? You feel like they kind of need to here. They've got to take advantage of this extra man as Cashmore forces the pass. And here he goes, Finian Ganofo. Otago march straight over the top, and Leo Willie's away. Bounces it back in field, and Bay of Plenty pick it up. The ball's still live. Cashmore now spills it forward, and that'll be halftime. No, because Otago will counterattack. Nareki with the kick over the top. Scooped up by Lasanga. And Lasanga now goes straight up the middle. Well tackled by Casey, who slings him to ground. A potential try-saving effort. Oh, this has been a frantic pace this game's been played at. Now, Bay of Plenty lose it forward. This time, Otago will surely just put it to touch and say that's enough. They do. Common sense prevails at last. Otago say, that's it. We lead by 9. We've dodged a few bullets there. Let's take it into the halftime break. 21 points to 12. What a first half, though. Honestly, that was excitement. Mookie, ahoy there, mate. An exciting first half of rugby. Who said that this game's slow and predictable, huh? Yes, indeed. UFC is sitting on a perler of a multi at the moment. Sitting on an absolute perler. Nareki, anytime try scorer. Well, that's already ticked off. Finian Ganofo, still to come, but look, he's been involved in almost everything. I mean, He was even in there playing scrum half at one point. So he's getting his hands on the ball a lot. There's a very good chance that he scores. Forbes has already got his try. Under 73.5. Yeah, that's should be fine. The unders should be fine. It might be some nervous times at the back end of the game, though, as I said, with 33 points already. The way that this game's been opening up, you might just have some nervy times at the back end. Wouldn't it be just like painfully ironic if, let's just say that it was on, let's just say it was on 69 total match points. 69 total match points, and all you need is Finian Ganofo. Wouldn't it be just strangely ironic if he scored the try that put the total match market over 73.5? I mean, that's the sort of thing that happens to me all the time. So I can tell you exactly how it feels. Doesn't feel good. Anyway, so yeah. Dude, thank you for joining me here. The first time that we've ever covered the NPC, and it's an early start because of daylight savings. So I appreciate you taking the time to come and join me here. There's a lot of people probably just finishing work. Well, I mean, where I live anyway. 5 p.m. Yeah, the old heartache of the heartache of a multi not quite hitting. We're all very familiar with it. All right. Hey, so here's a little bit of fun. I'll see if I can put this up on the screen. I will be doing a dedicated video about this, but let's see if I can put it up on the screen. I may as well talk to you lot about it right now, because this is a good lot of fun. Now, this is nothing too serious, by the way, and I certainly don't expect you to be able to read this in full. I think the text will be very, very small and probably too difficult to read, but the reason I'm putting it up there is I'm doing some, well, you wouldn't really call them live shows. These are more very, very casual, very relaxed. There's going to be me. There's going to be one gigantic security dude. And we'll just be picking places at random around Melbourne to go and hang out. So Friday, November 7th, I'll be at Ballers Clubhouse. Sounds like a good lot of fun, Ballers Clubhouse. I don't really know what to expect at these places. And Saturday, November 8th, I'll be at Archie Brothers. So basically the idea is just, yeah, there's no tickets. We just plucked these venues out because they're nearby to where I'll be staying, so I can just stumble on over there. And if you're in the area, if you live in Melbourne, come down and hang out, have a few beers, and we'll have some chats. And I'll be doing one of these for Sydney in December, since I'll be in town anyway. And naturally, I'll do one in Brisbane. So, yeah, it'll be a good lot of fun. So I suppose, yeah, keep an eye out for Wasted Water Sports popping up in a town near you. And just, yeah, come and have a pint. I'll tell you, I'll be perfectly honest with you. What these are a reason for me to be able to claim my trips on tax. That's actually what they are. But if I announce them and I'm claiming them on tax, I have to do it. So I will actually be at these places. So it should be fun. You want to test the security guy, eh? Well, I wouldn't advise it because even if you succeeded, all it equates to is being removed from the venue. So you win, but you still don't win. Basically, that's how that works. All right, Waste of Water Sports, halftime here, 21 points to 12. I feel like we do have a game on our hand here, but it's just starting to get away from Bay of Plenty a little bit. Just a little bit. Otago will obviously take a lot out of that final 10 minutes where they got the points and pretty much, I wouldn't say dominated, but they controlled. They nicely controlled that period with Broomfield in the bin. Now, I'll have to find out how much longer he's got left because they did play beyond the clock. So they wound down a little bit more time. So we'll see when the second half gets underway just how long Broomfield's got left in the bin. And if Otago can go on with the job, can they go into the final and get one step closer to ending this drought? It has been, as I said, it has been a year of drought-breaking premierships and victories in all codes. So we've seen some records broken and whatnot. Can Otago do it here in the NPC? I'm going to have a quick break. We'll be back for the second half right after this. Waste of Water Sports. Actually, I'll take that with me. All right. Waste of Water Sports, halftime here. 21 points to 12. Otago, the home side, in the lead. And, oh, geez, glad to see. Sorry, we're keeping you up, old mate. All right, 40 more minutes to go, then you can have yourself a nap. So Bay of Plenty, as I was saying before the break, there'll be a little touch of concern because they, they had that man advantage, and it's funny how it happens sometimes, isn't it? Like teams, it's clearly a little bit of a mental thing, right? Has to be. Maybe when the opposition loses a player, if you don't have that mental strength, maybe you just drop off a little bit and think this is going to be easy now. All we have to do is this. All we've got to do is put it through the hands and send it out wide, and they go away from what was working. Whereas the team who has the man in the bin goes, all right, we've really got to knuckle down now. We've literally got to be in two places at once, is the way that they would be thinking. Obviously, literally being in two places at once is impossible, but that's the mindset that you have. And you just give that extra little bit, and that's what we saw there from Otago in the back end of that game. They controlled that so much better than Bay of Plenty, who may be guilty of pushing passes just a wee bit, and teams are out now for the second half. So, yeah, we'll see. They'll have a little bit of a period of time with Broomfield still in the bin. As the referee blows the whistle, it feels like that was a really short half-time break. And Otago will have first use of the ball, and it's Big Leo Willie. Big Willie. Back to Miller for the clearing kick. He's only going to find touch about 30 out. Not a big kick, but a solid enough clearance. They can contest the line out if they want to. He wants more distance. Miller wants more distance. He feels like he got that further upfield. I think he's wrong, but I understand. As a kicker myself, for a period of time when I played, you always feel like you've kicked it about at least 10 meters more than you actually have. Always. And now they've actually marched it even closer to the goal line. Bay of Plenty to the front of the line out. Surely that was not straight. But play on it is. Lasunga in midfield. Another good strong carry there from the number 7. Right edge they go. Holding the pass up nicely was Finia Ganofo, and now space for the other Lasunga. Bay of Plenty on the brink of the 22. Starting the second half much like they started the first. Quick hands. And attacking the Otago line. Into the red zone they go. Ducking under the tackle, Broughton. Gets up and goes again, Broughton. Gets a late offload away. And Judd had nobody with him. And the scrum half has to go into the ruck. Inside the 22, Otago's defense, holding firm for 5 phases. Cashmore goes out the back here. The ball spills out the back of the ruck. Forbes is there to collect it. Still there for Bay of Plenty. Big defense on Bartlett, driving the big man backwards. Back down the short side. Nice offload to Bardul. Back inside the 22 they go. Bay of Plenty after losing some ground initially. Out the back for Cashmore. Pelosi inside the 22. Pick and go from Bartlett. Cashmore puts the grubber kick in. And it's an easy scoop up at the back there from Miller, who offloads to Wingham, who wasn't really expecting it. But he's held on nonetheless. Back to Miller for the clearing kick. And he finds touch 10 short of the halfway line. So Bay of Plenty, and they've navigated this yellow card period perfectly. Otago back to the full complement. And Bay of Plenty secure the line-out ball. Penalty to Otago. Holding on. Not for the first time tonight. Fantastic work there from Nareki. He's been everything tonight, Jonah Nareki. Scoring tries. Kicking 50-20s. Now winning turnovers. Otago hold on to this 9-point lead. Finding touch inside the 22. It's a hell of a touch finder. Nareki. All-time NPC try scorers for Otago. He's in second spot. And I should imagine he'll get some more before his career's over. Dushon throws to the middle. Secured by Otago. Rolling more set. And here they come. 4.5 gone in the second half. Looking to extend this lead. Tim plays. Ahoy, mates. Into midfield. Pledger sends it. Umunga Jensen lays it back. Casey beats one. Casey now almost beats the second. They've got him up off the deck. Now he goes to ground. Pledger sends it into midfield. Leo Willie. 15 meters out. Otago going in for the kill. Dushon lays it back. Right in front of the post. 15 out. And again, Wingham wasn't expecting it. Oh, I feel sorry for the big number 3. That's twice now that he's got the ball unexpectedly. Tucker picks up a loose ball out the back of the ruck. Otago doing their best to lose it here. The ball, that is, not the match. Miller steps off the left and goes straight through. Back inside it goes for Pledger. And the little scrum half, a cheeky tongue out as he dives across the line. And he scores it under the posts. Otago rolling on now. 26-12 with the kick to come. That could be the backbreaker. Cameron Miller with the try assist. Looked for all money like he was going to send it left. Steps on the inside. Beats the tackle. And lurking in support there, Dylan Pledger, the little scrum half. And that try was just a little too easy. Otago. 26-12, kick to come from right in front. And yes, that could be the back-breaking blow. Plenty of time left. Plenty of time left in this game. But that's a big try. Converted successfully now by Cameron Miller, who set it up. Otago in full control of this semi-final now. Safe to say that this is now theirs to lose. Bay of Plenty with the restart. They go short. They need that ball back. Taken well by Tucker. Otago have it. And now breaking away upfield is Coltman. Coltman lays it back on halfway. Or just short. Casey gets the offload to Pole. Pole's up over halfway. Otago. The tackle is made. Down the short side. Broomfield kicks over the top. Needs it to stay in the field of play. But it beats everybody into touch. Quick hands from Otago as they make that break. 28, points to 12. Sinton's on for Judd for Bay of Plenty. See if the fresh legs can do something here. Bay of Plenty secure the ball inside their own 22, and his first touch, Sinton sends the high ball up to halfway, taken well by Miller, who escapes into open space. Miller taken down just outside the 22. Desperation tackle by McCarvey Black. Offload back for Wingham. Wingham expecting it this time. And a strong carry into the red zone. Gilbert with a risky pass out there to Nareki, who spins in the tackle and then loses it. Lost it on the deck. Scrum down. The last try for Otago, Tim plays, was the little number 9, Dylan Pledger. Stuck his tongue out at the camera and a glorious swan dive as he went over untouched. Cameron Miller has come to life in this second half. It's only 9 minutes old, the second half, but he's looked dangerous every touch of the ball. Scrum down, Bay of Plenty, secure it at the back. Sinton sends it out. Umunga Jensen calling for a knock on. One of the Otago boys is down on the wrong side of the ruck here. There's Sinton with a box kick. A lot of height, not a lot of distance, but contestable and claimed by Bay of Plenty. Vinny Ganolfo has it. Now Cashmore sends it left for Bardul. Forbes is out here. Taken down nicely in the tackle. And losing the ball. Colose trying to put a big goose step on, but he forgot to hold on to the pill. Bay of Plenty, their own worst enemies at the moment. As Otago control this game. Canterbury versus Hawke's Bay tomorrow. Well, we've got to do that, don't we? As the subs roll out for Bay of Plenty, subs are us. It looks like a complete new front row. A completely new front row now rolled out for Bay of Plenty. Canterbury versus Hawke's Bay tomorrow. We kind of have to do that one now, don't we? Is what I'm thinking. I did this one last minute. I think I've well and truly committed to NPC finals for 2025 now. Grum holds firm here for Otago. Leo Willie breaks away. They've got the penalty advantage for an illegal wheel. And Leo Willie taken down on halfway with no clear release before he got up and went again. So we come back for the scrum penalty. Otago doing this nicely at the moment. They won't be denied. .51 gone, 28-12. 5 short of halfway here, Miller. Front row collapsing. Well, I thought the penalty was surely for an illegal wheel, but oh well. Whatever. Illegal wheel, front row collapsing. It's still a penalty to Otago. Tim plays, personally, who do you think will win or who you're supporting? Supporting Otago, and I do think Otago will win. 28-12 up, 52 minutes gone. It's certainly not over, but they are controlling this game. And you would have to think a try here in this next little sequence. They've got an attacking line out to Otago. 25 meters out from the line. There it goes to the back. Bay of Plenty compete. But the rolling maul is set for Otago. They've got it back. Liam Coltman controlling it at the back of the rolling maul. You'd think if they get a try here, it'd be a bridge too far for Bay of Plenty in the final 20 minutes to mount a comeback. Leo Willie driven back in the tackle. Bardul. And a little scuffling back play. When the scuffling starts, that's when you sort of know one team's on top. when the push and shove begins. And we'll have another scrum down here for Otago. So, yeah, 53 minutes gone, 28-12 up. I think another try would just be, especially a converted one, it'd be 3 converted tries, and they'd be 3 converted tries and a penalty ahead at that point with 20 minutes to go, roughly. I think it would just be a little bit too far for Bay of Plenty to come back. This one binds the scrum, sets, Pledger feeds. Otago, control it at the back. Pledger now releases. Umunga Jensen cut out as they wrap around. Now some space for Hurley. Hurley shown the sideline, and across he goes. They went all or nothing there, Otago. A set piece right from the scrum. Great diving tackle. Did just enough there. McGarvey Black. Bay of Plenty, defensive line-out throw inside their 22. Goes safely to the front. Sinton now sends it out into midfield. And the ruck is set. 15 in from touch. Just inside the 22. Charlie Sinton with the box kick. Sending it up towards halfway. And an easy take at the back and winding up here. Hurley getting involved in everything now that he's on the field. Wrap around for Miller, who steps back in field. Ran out of space to the left. But Pledger says we'll go straight back there. Nareki tries to grubber it through. Can't penetrate the line. Deflects off Bay of Plenty. And back for Umunga Jensen. I tell you what, Thomas Umunga Jensen. He's put on some bulk, has he not? Huge cutout pass goes over the top of everybody. And into touch. And this will be a line-out throw for Bay of Plenty. Sam Gilbert got a bit overexcited there. He tried to fire a 2-person cutout pass. And he got it over the top of everybody. But yeah, this is, of course, the first NPC game that we've covered here on the channel. And yeah, Umunga Jensen, I can't help but notice he's put on a lot of bulk. He's a big, big boy now. As Bay of Plenty win the line out. As they try and wrestle momentum back in this contest. Putting it through the hands out to the right. They've got a 3-on-2. Some slick hands and some space now. But Lasanga, who's chopped down 40 out from the line. But a little bit of go forward here for Bay of Plenty. That's what they need. Back into midfield. Sinton. Stay hunky, ahoy, mate. Lalomilo up the middle. Bends the line, gets the ball back. Time is escaping Bay of Plenty, though. Still 40 out from the line. Otago's defense holding firm. And the ball spills out the ruck. Umunga Jensen pops it up. And away goes Nareki. Stepping back in field. Pops the pass back. Poor ball security there from Bay of Plenty. And Otago goes straight back on the attack. Quick hands now out to the right. Dummy in and trying to cut through there is the 7, Lucas Casey. The pick and go from Haig. Pops the pass around the back, but it's intercepted. McGarvey Black gets in the way. And Bay of Plenty back in possession. 56.5 minutes gone, 28-12. Otago pushing passes, going in for the kill. They're going for the knockout punch rather than patiently building. As Sinton, box kick clearance up over halfway, taken by Otago, and Nareki puts the little kick in over the top. Awkward bounce there for Bay of Plenty. Nareki makes the tackle and Otago driving over the top. And it's Nareki who scoops the ball up off the deck. Pledger goes down the short side, intercepted by Lasanga. Crucial intercept, but then an illegal seal off at the ruck by Bay of Plenty. And it's a penalty for Otago. Well, they'll put this into the corner, surely. Oh, Wait, they're up by 16. Yeah, they'll put this into the corner, surely. They're already up beyond... Oh, they're going to have the 3. Well, what do I know? What do I know about game management and... They're up by 16, so they're already ahead by 2 converted tries. I mean, are they not confident of defending 2 converted tries and then an extra scoring, like try or a penalty goal or something? This seems like a really defensive-minded move here. At 28-12 up, 58 minutes gone. Put it into the corner and go in for the kill, I would have thought. Stay hunky, you're rooting for Bay of Plenty, but they're not performing today. Yep, they've rolled out all their substitutes as well. Bay of Plenty as Miller with the penalty kick. Puts it down the middle. And Otago lead 31-12. Yeah, Bay of Plenty, they've rolled out all their subs. So they have to finish the game strong. They have to try and finish the game strong. Still plenty of substitutes left for Otago to make. So you just get the feeling Otago, with the lead already, and the lead is substantial, they should just have too much gas. Bay of Plenty goes short with the restart. Claimed by Tucker. And Otago have it. Bay of Plenty drive over the top. The ball's loose, but still there. Pledger looks to dig it out. And the box kick is just gets that one away. It was almost charged. Lost forward by Bay of Plenty. Play on, though. Casey in midfield. Dummies. Takes the line on. Now he offloads. Haig. He's in everything. Ollie Haig gets an offload away for Miller. Miller almost breaks the line. The ball spills out Bay of Plenty's side of the ruck. And they can look to counter-attack now, but the kick is the option, and it's a wobbly old kick that sits up for Broomfield at the back. Broomfield returns serve. Kicks through and chases his own kick. Forbes takes it. Sends it infield to Cashmore. Chips over the top. Pledger takes it and fires the pass back for Otago to kick down into the 22 again. A high ball, chasing through to put pressure on, but well taken by Broomfield. Back to Nareki. Nareki looking for another 50-22, but he can't execute this one. Cashmore puts it high. Easy take of the back here for Otago. Gilbert with a risky offload. It's loose on the deck. Towed through off the knees by Bay of Plenty. Scrambling back is Tucker, and we've got a call of a knock-on. Knocked on by Otago. Scrum down Bay of Plenty. So 20 minutes to play. 31 points to 12. Bay of Plenty, they've used all their subs. They need to pile on some points, and they need to do it quick because you just get the feeling that they'll finish this game stronger, will Otago. And the referee's having words now with the Otago presumably the captain. As Oliver Haig leaves the field, what a performance it's been from him. A solid effort tonight. Haig's been in absolutely everything. So what have we got? We've got 43 points. I think 43 points with 20 minutes to go. I think your unders will be safe, UFC. So you could do it with a try here from... Finney and Ganafo is off. There you go. Painful. Paul with the crash ball in midfield. Now, wrap around. Grubber kick in behind the line, but well positioned at the back is Gilbert. Gilbert scoops it up and clears. And that's a hell of a kick. 5 short of halfway. Otago just too strong. 31-12. 61 and a half gone, and just controlling the flow of this game, controlling everything at the moment. Defensively, perfectly positioned. Bay of Plenty throw to the front of the line out. Free kick to Otago. Not straight. And they're just not getting anything right now, Bay of Plenty. Miller puts it high. They can't find touch, of course. Just a free kick. High contestable ball stolen away from by Otago, I should say. And they're back in possession. Everything falling their way now. Miller holds the pass up, and he's tackled in midfield. 35 out. Pledger looking back down this near side. Gilbert ducks into contact. And into midfield they go for Lopez. Pledger digs it out, fires it over to Leo Willie. Bumps off one and spins in the tackle before going to ground. Pledger with a late ball to Gilbert. Bends the line. And a good clean out. Otago still in possession. Tamani in midfield. Bay of Plenty in over the top of the ball there illegally. But play on it is. And the offload's intercepted. Bay of Plenty have it. 63 minutes gone. Bay of Plenty back in possession. Otago, they just haven't been able to land that killer punch. A high ball on halfway again. Lost backwards by Gilbert. Sits up for Nareki. Gets the offload away off the ground to Umunga Jensen. And he's tackled on halfway. Bay of Plenty pile in. Now they stand off because they realize Otago have this ball. It's under control. Told to use it. Pledger with the box kick. Sends this one high. And Bay of Plenty lose it out the side of the ruck. Otago come away with it. Oh, it's all just falling their way now. And falling apart for Bay of Plenty. Otago, though, come up with the spilt ball. And that'll be a scrum down. Bay of Plenty still in possession, though. As the advantage carries on. Akoi with the offload and straight through. Lalomilo runs over a second. Can't get the offload away. That will be advantage over. 64 and a half gone. Bay of Plenty ball on the attack. 35 meters out from the line. Stinton goes down the short side. The ball is kept alive. The kick over the top from Lasanga. Lost forward by Bay of Plenty. Scrum down for Otago. Unlucky. As Christian Leo Willie down in back play. So here's something a little interesting. Rugby League History on YouTube. That's the channel name. Rugby League History have made a post on their page. They're doing an award that apparently we've been nominated for. So there you go. The next award up for our nomination at the 2025 Rugby League YouTuber Awards is the Best Live Streamer of the Year award. The people up for nomination, and it goes through the list, but we're in that list. So, well, I mean, thank you, Rugby League History, for recognizing us. Very much appreciated. $65 minutes gone in this one. Tim Play says, where do you see that? It's on the Rugby League History page. I that's the best I can do right now in the middle of a stream, I think. I can try and dig it up. An actual link. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. It's nice to be recognized. Rugby League History. There we go. That's the channel. And it'll be there on their post page. All right, I think I've got a link. Post that in the chat there for anyone who wants to check it out. Rugby League history, I recognize that YouTube name. They've popped into the live streams a few times, I'm pretty sure. As Pledger sends this box kick up, pressure on the back for Lasunga, but he gets the pass away. Crossfield kick will be intercepted here, and Otago are away. Broomfield with the inside ball, and away goes Hurley to score the match winner. Bay of Plenty went all or nothing with the crossfield kick plucked out of the air by Broomfield, and the inside ball to Finn Hurley, who runs around to score the match winner. Otago are through to the final. 36-12 with 14 minutes to play. Finn Hurley in off the bench. The crossfield kick. They're just trying things now, Bay of Plenty. Broomfield does well, sums up the situation perfectly, holds the pass up and delays it perfectly for Hurley. And that will be the match winner. Conversion successful, and Otago lead 38 points to 12. With 12 minutes remaining. They are surely through to this NPC final. 67.5 minutes gone. Bay of Plenty goes short with the restart, and it is claimed nicely by Otago. They can do no wrong at the moment. Back it goes for Miller to clear. He's been strong. Sends the kick inside the 22, backtracking. Bay of Plenty to collect it. Cashmore runs to the line and puts this one high. It's a monster of a kick. It'll land just over halfway. Batted back by Otago. Loose ball. Scooped up by Nareki. Nareki spins. Back inside the 22. Gets the kick away. Bay of Plenty winning this foursome backs battle at the moment. Forbes heads across field. A wall of Otago defenders there to meet him, and they've held him up for now. He gets to ground on halfway. Space down the right edge. But they've lost the ball in contact. Cashmore, I believe it was. Otago's defense too strong. $68.5 gone. Otago looking for their first Tier 1 NPC title since 1998. Wow. Now that's a drought. That is a drought and a half, that one. Into the final they go. They'll have a chance. Canterbury versus Hawke's Bay tomorrow. Who will it be? Will it be that Canterbury juggernaut that they have to get through? Or can Hawke's Bay pull off an upset? Still 12 minutes to navigate in this one. It could be any score yet. Scrum down. Otago feed. They've rolled out some changes now themselves, Otago. As Leo Willie breaks off the back of the scrum. Quick ruck ball. Casey. Down the short side. The box kick is charged down. It's loose, but scrambling back is Sammy Gilbert. And Otago back in possession. It was Hasty, I believe it is. Nathan Hasty's on the field for Dylan Pledger. Pledger What a performance it was from him tonight. Hasty goes in to dig this one out. Gets the box kick away this time. It'll land on halfway, taken by Bay of Plenty, but big defense there from Nareki, leading the chase. Bay of Plenty just can't get through the halfway line. Now they do. 10 minutes left to play. Some consolation points. Can they get them? The no-look short ball. Otago's defense holds firm now. Well, he's in over the top there, Taka, but there was no ball in sight. Bay of Plenty now throwing everything at the Otago defensive line, but it holds firm. 5 phases, and they haven't gone beyond halfway. Now a wraparound creates some space. Inside ball. McCarvey Black beats one. Good strong run. Bumps off Casey. 40 out from the line now. Into midfield. Cashmore on the wraparound. Now the cutout pass from Forbes. Stepping back inside is Sinton. Into the 22. Leo Willie's in over the top of the ball. Told to release now. Staying down the short side. Judd. Penalty advantage to Bay of Plenty. Sinton takes off. Loses the ball. They come back in midfield. Backwards, says the referee. Arkoi stands in the tackle and offloads. A little chip through now from McGarvey Black is lost behind by Otago. And McGarvey Black gets the consolation try for Bay of Plenty. McGarvey Black with the little grubber kick in behind. Otago couldn't collect the loose ball. And he dives on his own kick to score. 8 minutes to go, 38-17. Oh, wait, what's happening here? No, they're lining up a conversion. I think it's been given. Cashmore bending it back, hits the upright with the conversion attempt. 38 points to 17, it stays. And it was Hasty. Poor Hasty. He's come onto the field. He's had a box kick charge down. And now he's lost this ball backwards into the in goal to give the try to McCarvey Black. It's not been a good little spell. Hasty came on as, Finn Hurley limping off the field. Finn Hurley limping off the field. He came on at the 52-minute mark, so he's been out there for 20 minutes, scored himself a try, but now he's limping off the field. Hasty came on at the 69-minute mark. Okay, so Hasty's been on the field for 4 minutes. In that time, he's had a box kick charge down, and he's lost the ball backwards into the in-goal area to give Bay of Plenty a try. Not a good 4-minute spell here for Hasty. Back underway we are, 38-17. 7 minutes left to play. Bay of Plenty have the ball inside their own 22 from the restart. Told to use it now. Judd with the box kick, sending it upfield. Lands just over halfway. That's a hell of a kick, but well taken on the back by Namek Vial. Samuel Namek Vial, the 22 there for Otago. And back into Bay of Plenty territory they go with 6 minutes left to play. Hasty puts another box kick up. It's going to land at the 22 for a mark. And the mark is claimed. Tapping and going quickly is Forbes. Fires the pass out to the right. And stepping off the right boot, back to Forbes. Forbes keeps it alive. 10 short of halfway and staying down the short side. Judd, the cutout pass to Sinton. Sinton goes into contact. Just short of halfway. 6 minutes to play. Bay of Plenty now. Go out the back. Subspar, they've lost the ball cold. Cashmore. Dear, oh dear. Plucks at the ball in the air and he spills it untouched. Unforced error. And it sums up the second half here for Bay of Plenty. Pretty much when Otago scored that try with Broomfield in the bin, that's when this all started to go really haywire for Bay of Plenty. I feel like that was the real backbreaker. Five minutes left to play, 38-17. Aussie John, you've got the best news to share. Oh, yes. We love some good news around here.
Good news, everyone!
As the scrum collapses, we'll have a reset. 5 minutes to play. Otago firmly in control of this one. ARW, ahoy, mates. Yeah, Australian-born, part Kiwi, part Irish, which explains a lot, right? I always say that. When people ask, and I'm like, this is my mix, it just explains everything. It explains the love of sports across all codes, and it explains... Cheers. The scrum resets. Otago with the feed. Tim places up the blue and gold as Otago get a penalty. Right out in front. Do they push on for another try, or do they just take the three here and slow things down and wind down the clock for this final 4 minutes? Tim Plays says, up the blue and gold. Tim, thank you very much for making that post on the Rugby League History channel as well. We've been nominated by Rugby League History, which is another YouTube channel. It's not an official award in any capacity, but Rugby League History have gathered up a list of live streamers and chucked us on the list for nomination, which, you know, cheers for that. It's nice to be acknowledged. Officially or unofficially, it doesn't matter. Somebody's taken notice and taken the time to do that, so I very much appreciate that. The link is there in the chat room if you'd like to check it out. Rugby League History, a nice post where we've been nominated. So, Sam Gilbert takes over the kicking, and from right out in front, puts this one on target. Otago lead 41 points to 17. Aussie John, your mum is finally coming home. That is amazing news, Aussie John, and so glad to hear that. Cheers, mate. That must just be a big weight off the shoulders. A great stress relief. 2.5 minutes remaining here. Bay of Plenty get us back underway. 41-17. Otago are through to the final. Clearing kick upfield. Taken over halfway now by Bay of Plenty as they look to counter-attack. Slick hands. Down the left they go. McGarvey Black runs straight over the top of poor old Nemec Vial. Back into midfield. Bay of Plenty. With 2 minutes left to go, they're suddenly full of running. They needed this a lot earlier. Dummying and almost opening them up. It was Badul there, who's come back on the 64th minute. Oh, they've knocked it on again out the back. Otago pick it up. Knock on advantage. I think they'll use this up. Space in behind as they kick to the corner. Nuteki chasing through. And Sinton leads the chase and carries it into touch. A result for Otago, though. They want another try. Aussie John, yes, this is on Stan Sport. ARW, your team lost a close one to Canterbury last week. And you also go for Northland. I've gone for Otago in this one. Canterbury are my team, but you know what? I would be more than happy to see Otago versus Hawke's Bay in the final. I mean, Canterbury have won a lot, right? I don't think we really need Canterbury to win again. I would love to see Otago Hawke's Bay in the NPC final next weekend. That could be a good lot of fun, I reckon. But it is Otago at home, marching into the final here, controlling the ball for the final minute of the contest. They have it 22 out from the line. I don't think they're going to fire too many shots here at Bay of Plenty. They're just going to keep it in tight for the next 30 seconds and then pump this one off into touch. "30 seconds to go. Sky Sport in New Zealand. Yes, Aussie John, I do believe so. Back it goes. The siren sounds. Hasty clears it into touch. Celebrations commence now for Otago. They're through to the final. 41 points to 17. UFC got his unders. Unfortunately, he did not get Finian Ganofo for the try scorer, but that should equate to a bet return. 41-17, Otago just simply too strong. ARW says the Warriors have poached highly touted fly half Harry Inch, who had future All Blacks 10 written all over him, and the Bunnies got rampaging forward. Silmaki, a Payne Haas resemblance. Thoughts? Well, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? Players have such a short career, like respectfully and comparatively to us normal schlubs, right? Professional athletes have relatively short careers. If they feel like there's a better opportunity, then fair play, I say. Same with this R360 that's launching, that's backed by the Saudi money. I would never begrudge any of the players for jumping ship to R360 and taking those millions and millions of dollars of Saudi money per year. Earn it while you can, because it won't be there forever. So if they feel like they've got a better pathway in rugby league, go for it. I don't have a problem with it at all. Otago advanced to their first top-tier NPC final since, what did that say, 2005. What an amazing performance it was from Otago. Too strong. Bay of Plenty started hot, but Otago too strong in the end. So yes, we have to cover it now. Canterbury versus Hawke's Bay. But as I said, Canterbury, they've won enough. I would love to see Otago versus Hawke's Bay in the final, as unrealistic as that might be, because surely Canterbury will get the job done. I mean, they're just a machine, aren't they? An absolute machine. We've got some international rugby coming up. That's nice. Scotland versus the All Blacks. I'm not sure that I'll be home for that one, actually, because I'll be in Melbourne. I popped this up on the screen earlier. I appreciate that you probably can't read all the detail in it, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is that I'm just letting you know that there'll be more of this. It's on this side. It's funny because my screen that graphic is on is actually over this side of me, so my instinct is to point over there. But on the display of the stream, it's actually over there. I've got to go against my instinct and point in that direction. But yes, so these will be popping up from time to time. I'll be hitting Melbourne in the first week of November. So we'll see if I'm back in time to do those rugby internationals. But yeah, if you are in Melbourne, do feel free to come out. These things are very casual. You don't need tickets or anything. It's just going to be me, one big-ass security guy, because, you know, I mean, you got to protect yourself, don't you? I mean, I'm sure that for all of you out there that come and support the channel, and I'm sure are good people, for all of you that are out there, there's bound to be at least one wanker, isn't there? Like, that's just human nature. There'll be at least one wanker who comes along and tries to stir something up. So we have to look after ourselves, but it'll be pretty casual overall. It'll public space, just roll up, free entry, and yeah, come and hang out. So we'll be doing more of these, starting off in Melbourne. We've got one in Sydney that'll be coming up in December. And of course, we'll do one in Brisbane. We'll have to do one in Brisbane. I mean, it's we have to do one in Brisbane. I mean, that's where we live. So, but we are starting the sequence with Melbourne. So yeah, as I said, I don't expect you to be able to read that. I'm just popping it up on the screen because, yeah, just to make everybody aware. Keep your eye out for these things. I'll make proper posts about them. And speaking of proper posts, I did share this in the chat room earlier as well. Rugby League History, another YouTube channel that I recommend checking out. They've nominated us, the Wasted World of Sports, for a live streamer of the year awards. It's just a little bit of fun. It's not an official award or anything. It's just a little bit of fun that they're having over there on their page. So yeah, do feel free to check them out, Rugby League History, and drop a vote for your buddies here at the Wasted World of Sports, because why not? Official or not, it'd still be nice to win something, wouldn't it? Couldn't say no to that. Nice, Aussie John. Enjoy your food, my friend. I have some serious work to do. I've got a deadline very, very rapidly approaching, so I probably shouldn't have even done this live stream today, but I couldn't resist. We'll be back tomorrow for Canterbury versus Hawke's Bay as the NPC finals continue. And, of course, we've got the wrestling on Sunday. The AEW pay-per-view's on, so we'll be covering that as well. Plenty more streams coming up over the course of the weekend, assuming that I get my work done. So I am going to jump off and make sure that I get onto that. Deadline rapidly approaching for this magazine. Thank you so much for your company here for this one. Appreciate it, as always. Otago, just simply too strong for Bay of Plenty. 41-17 into the final they go. Will it be against Canterbury or will it be against Hawke's Bay? We'll find out tomorrow. I'll catch you then. Until next time, cheers.